Hello, so this week I'm going to discuss a film with my friend Joanne. We're diving into the film Flow. This is the Oscar-nominated animation film where there's only animals and no humans. And how can this story mirror our society? Let's talk about the film today on the show. So stay tuned on Cinematic Motif. Join our discussion. Hey, come on! The screening is about to begin! This is Cinematic Motif. Hello, I'm Wanson, a film critic and a content creator, and welcome back to Cinematic Motif, where I introduce you films in Taiwan and around the world. Alright, so today we're diving into the usual theme of the show, which is the motif. We're talking about a film and use this film as a motif to discuss the problems and the questions in our society. And today I have a very special guest on the show. Let's welcome Joanne!
Hi! Hello everyone!
Okay, so Joanne is a newcomer of the show Cinematic Motif, but she was a guest on my previous show as a student. I almost forgot my name of the show. Okay, so we're discussing a film called Flow. And because Joanne, you got the chance to watch this film in cinema in France, right?
Yes, it's an absolutely amazing experience to especially watch this film on the big screen. So
yes.
Yeah, I would love to share about it.
Yeah, the big thing about this film is that there's no dialogue, there's no, because there's only animals, so you really need to use that cinematic atmosphere to make you get immersed into the film, right? Okay, so I'll briefly introduce the film first. So this is a 2024 film directed by Gins Zibalodis. It's a film with no dialogue and follows a cat trying to survive along with other animals in a seemingly post-apocalyptic world. This film was premiered on the 22nd of May in the previous edition of the Festival de Cannes, the Cannes Film Festival. That's last year. And it also won the 97th Academy Awards in the Best Animated Feature category. So it is a big film, and is also nominated for the Best International Feature Film as Latvia's submission. So it's a really big film last year, and also because it was released this year in Taiwan, so it's a big one. Let's talk about the film together with Joanne. Okay, so first of all, Joanne, I'm going to start with my leading question.
Okay.
So this little Latvian animation film, it actually beats giants like Pixar and Disney in the animated film category in the Oscars. So when you first saw it, what struck you the most? What was the thing that attracts you?
Okay, I have to say that the moment the movie started playing, I was already intoxicated.
Oh, really?
Yes, I guess what makes Flow such a movie that reaches your heart and strikes you is how every single scene vividly recreates natural details.
Mm-hmm.
From the wide variety of sounds you actually hear, any drop of water and the movement of leaves, you truly feel like you are there, and it somehow leads you back to a memory from your childhood where you first interacted with and acknowledged yourself as part of nature, perhaps in the mountains or near a river. And what is also enchanting is the movement of our perspective, where sometimes partners venturing with the protagonist, and at other times we take in these vivid experiences through the protagonist's eyes.
Yeah.
All my senses have never been so keen before, which really impressed me technological-wise. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I actually wrote a review for this film, and that's something that you just talked about. The camera movement is very vivid. I really want to say that this film is almost like a Spielberg-like films in animation films, but the cinematic language is very much like Steven Spielberg, because there are so many long takes and the sort of flowing movements. We follow the characters, and that's very cool. And the technological advancement of this movie is that it was made on just $3.7 million using a free software like Blender. That's a software that I also learned when I was a junior high school student. So it's a very easy to use software, and it's free. you don't have to pay to use this software. So compared to Pixar's 200 million in the all the films in the best animated feature at the Oscars, this one, it feels like a miracle. Well, miraculous, and it's a miracle. Okay, so I also want to talk about some of the interesting, feature of this film. So as we just talked about, the immersion, audience's immersion, and the camera movement, well, I think that is a big thing for this movie. How did you feel? Do you feel like you immerse into it?
Yeah, like what I said, I was totally drawn into the movie. So I absolutely agree that the strategy of the camera successfully enhances our engagement.
Yeah.
It is the flow that pushes the entire plot forward, thus flowing with the protagonist makes you part of the adventure rather than merely an audience trying to watch an adventure moving on.
Yeah, and also the fact that the sound design, the sound effects is so good that it feels like you're in the nature.
Yes.
I'm talking about the river, the grass, the breeze of the wind, and the cat's purr sound. Is that how you call it? Purring?
Yes. Oh, that makes you feel like you are actually the cat.
And then it also leads me to the next question that I also want to discuss with you. So we've seen a lot of animated films like Finding Nemo, which is my favorite animated film. And I also heard that you liked Ratatouille a lot. That is the Disney. Was it Disney or Pixar?
It's Pixar.
Yeah, Pixar's animated films of a rat, trying to be a chef in Paris. These animals in the animated features, they're usually cartoonish, but here in Flow, they're not cartoonish. They are more of like their own. They're not human-like. Okay, so what do you think about the post-human setting of this film? What's the effect?
I think it creates an interesting contradiction in our minds because somehow as a pre-setting of our own perspectives, we want to understand the intentions behind all actions of characters.
Yeah.
And as we're human beings, the only way we can attempt that is through our own lenses. We could actively personify them even when the personification of the characters in Flow is not as obvious. For me, I actually think that it is simply the fact that they don't talk, that it deprived us of human language that gives us this sense of contradiction when you analyze them with humanity. We can also perceive this as an intentional design because maybe the setting isn't completely post-human, but rather simply adopts a non-human perspective or projects human traits onto animals without giving them language, which prevents the personification from being too obvious. After all, we can't really know whether animals would respond or behave the same way if it were truly their own experience. And yeah, that's what is interesting about Flow because you never know. There are just so many possibilities of analysis.
Yeah, so I think we can continue our discussion on the post-human or non-post-human, or probably there's no human existing in the plot. That is also another way of interpreting it because there are a lot of traces in the cinematic language that we can analyze on. Well, the fact that there's no dialogue in this film, it puts us into a ambiguous situation where there's so many possibilities for interpretation. So we're going to talk about that later on the show. But first, let me play you this track. This is from John Legend, Ordinary People, because, well, the leading character, do you remember the cat, Joanne?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you think he's a hero? Well, that's another big question, but just a quick answer. Do you think the cat is a hero or ordinary people?
I would say he's one of the ordinary people.
Yeah, okay. So one of the ordinary people, but maybe he's a hero. Well, we'll discuss that later on the show. Let's play this track. This is Ordinary People by John Legend.
Sometimes it's heaven sent, then we head back to hell again. We kiss, then we make up on the way. I hang up, you call, we rise and we fall, and we feel like just walking away. But as our love advances, we take second chances. Though it's not a fantasy, I still want you to stay. We're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go, 'cause we're ordinary. This time we'll take it slow. Take it slow. Maybe we'll live and learn. Maybe we'll crash and burn. Maybe you'll stay, maybe you'll leave, maybe you'll return. Maybe another fight. Maybe we won't survive, but maybe we'll grow, we never know. Baby, you and I, we're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go, yeah. Hey, and 'cause we're ordinary people, maybe we should take it slow. Hey, we're just ordinary people.
This is Ordinary People by John Legend on Cinematic Motif, because today we're talking about the story of probably ordinary people, probably not. We're talking about the animated film's Flow, and we have a special guest on the show today. Hello, Joanne.
Hi.
Yeah, Joanne. We watched the film separately in cinemas in Paris. And I think this is a very interesting film because there's a cat in the movie, and the cat is almost like we're going to discuss whether the cat is a hero or not. But first of all, I would like to share my interpretation. So my interpretation is that in this sort of like a post-human world, where there's a flood, so. Well, this is not interpretation. This is setting. There was a flood in the story. And it seems like the cat is one of the surviving animals, and the cat is becoming the leader of the surviving animals. So I personally felt that, well, on this surface, it's about animals surviving a flood, but also kind of like a Noah's Ark story. You know, in the Bible, there's a story of Noah surviving and then leading other animals and trying to, continue to survive the human the human species. Well, that's the thing. So do you think it's telling us something about humanity or the world crisis?
I personally highly consider Flow as a story of humanity and environmental issues.
Yeah.
First, we see a huge natural disaster coming out of nowhere, and it prompts us to think of the cause, especially when there are actually clear traces of human civilization in the film.
Yeah.
If you take a look at it, and so where are human beings now? What causes all these to happen? Also, we see the conflict between cooperation and self-preservation, or between material wealth and emotional connection. All these reveal the tensions in human values and choices, even though human beings are not really present in the movie.
Right. And I also feel like that it's trying to tell us almost like a warning. So when this sort of big crisis happen, maybe there's the flood. That's a metaphor. But maybe there's a nuclear war or something like that happen in a human society. Animals in this film, as we can see, they unite together. The cat is almost like a leader in this animals flowing,
Yes.
on this adventure. Cat is a leader to lead us to lead them all to unity, and the cat also tried to take the ship and then take them on to the destination, which is something that the cat had in his dream, trying to tell the cat to go to somewhere else. So, well, the cat is in my interpretation, is a hero, and then trying to unite the animals. But in our society, we're so divided. Yeah, and I mean, it's ironic that the non-human characters feel more human than we do. That's my takeaway from the story. Like, in this post-human world, the animals are united, but humans are not. So, what do you think about this plot line? Especially, I want to ask you, Joanne, about the sacrifice of the animals, because in this movie, cat seems to be the hero, but then a serpent-eagle. Well, I don't know the actual the animal. I think it's a serpent-eagle. Anyway, he sacrificed it sacrificed itself. Almost like a Christ. So do you read that as religious or just symbolic of leadership and sacrifice?
Yeah, both interpretation works, but I tend to prefer like myself reading it as a sacrifice that urges change. The catastrophe is present, but still people tend to or not people, like the creatures tend to
the animals.
Just try to survive and not take actions before anyone actually sacrificed in these situations. It is true that the situation got alleviated after the sacrifice, which can be deus machina or religious, but I'd say that it's due to it probably can also be due to the length limit that the movie definitely has to make it concise. So just it is more of somebody sacrificed, so people or other creatures have to do something.
Yeah. And then what's interesting is that in this film, when the serpent-eagle, after it's sacrificed, well, the flood disappear, right? There's a I don't know, a causal relationship, is that a word? Causal relationship. Well, the cause and the outcome is that the flood disappears. So I don't know, it's almost like when the Christ of sacrificed himself for the humanity, well, humanity gets to survive. Well, that's what I read from this film. So I don't know, maybe the film is indicating or waiting for the second coming. What a literary reference. Well, anyway, that's the thing. So when W.B. Yeats wrote about the second coming, it says that before the second coming there would be some sort of chaotic and almost like an apocalyptic situation in on Earth. Well, so that's why I feel like Flow is so religious in this sense. But watching these films in 2025 with climate change and conflicts, and then even the Ukrainian wars happening right now, so much division in society. Do you feel Flow is hopeful? Do you think it's hopeful?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe any work that calls for further awareness is helpful and hopeful at some point, and we should not wait until somebody really sacrifices or like any like true catastrophic thing is happening to our world to take action.
Yeah, I also feel like it's hopeful. It's hopeful in the sense that in this film, it's ironic and hopeful at the same time. Ironic in the sense that animal is doing good and human has disappeared.
Yeah.
What my point is that in this movie, in the end, humans will disappear, but animals survived. So that is, pessimistically, the film indicating if we don't protect the environment, someday in the future, human disappears. But in another way, hopefully, animals can get united and survive in a sense like that. And why can't human do this? Human are intelligent. Well, do you think humans intelligent? This is another big philosophical question. Quick question. I need your answer.
I mean, yes, but like maybe we are too intelligent to like help each other or something like that.
Yeah, too intelligent that we sometimes don't help each other.
Yeah.
So I kept thinking, if animals can learn to care for each other in crisis, maybe there's still hope for us too, but only if we listen to each other. Sometimes the most human stories are told without humans at all, like in this film. That's very post-human, but if we can listen to the director, maybe we can do something for the Earth. Alright, so that is all for the show today on Cinematic Motif. We talked about the film Flow, and I hope you enjoyed the discussion. And Joanne, I think you enjoyed the film, right?
Yes, absolutely. I love the film.
Yeah, give us a word, like a sentence of like promoting the film. You should go watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so immersive. You'll never feel so immersive as any other. I think in any other movie, I've never felt so immersive. Yeah.
Go watch the movie.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for tuning in to Cinematic Motif. And we're going to be back next week talking about another film. But Joanne is going to be back 2 weeks later. According to my calculation, we're going to talk about the festival again. So come back, okay? I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.